Hey.
Hey.
Is this heaven?
Nope. It's fairway.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Live from Extreme Arena in Coralville, our final match of the night is just moments away from getting started. It is a Class 1A state quarterfinal that pits the number 3 seeded Redhawks from North Tama, a perennial power here at the state tournament, against the 6 seeded Sidney Cowgirls, who returned to state for the first time since 2019. Well, a very pleasant good evening, everyone. Daniel Versteg with you. Pleased to be joined by Rodney Tomlinson. You're watching live coverage of the Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. And we've determined that the top 2 seeds are moving on, St. Ansgar as well as Janesville. Now we got to see if the 3 seed North Tama can continue that, or will Sidney score the upset. If we take a look at the road to state, North Tama defeated Cedar Ridge Christian in a region championship to secure their 6th state tournament appearance. It is their 4th in the last 5 seasons, and they have a couple of great offensive talents in Cruz Ewalt and Isabel Gropper, one of their setters. You're going to see a couple of them. They run a kind of a 6-2 formation. While Sidney, they had to defeat Remsen St. Mary's to get here to the region or to the state tournament from their region championship. They're not going to shoot themselves in the foot very often, and that's big down here at state, Rodney. When you have a team that is so efficient serving the volleyball and you don't make that many mistakes, you just put yourself back on a better track than most.
Well, we've seen it in a couple other matches of where the teams do shoot themselves in the foot with service error after service error, allowing the other team to stay in it or giving them the advantage.
Well, we'll see how things play out here today as, again, North Tama and Sidney square off. The winner will get the number 2 seed Janesville, who we just saw defeat Gladbrook-Rhinebeck 3-1. And it's been a very competitive 1A bracket to this point. Things will continue here at Extreme Arena in Coralville. Let's step aside for just a moment, and we'll come back with some of our pre-match introductions and much more as we get you ready for a Class 1A state quarterfinal. North Tama and Sidney get started in just a few minutes. You're watching live coverage of the Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, a 5th-generation farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Erin Gerlich, executive director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We're excited to have you join us for the Girls State Volleyball Tournament.
As title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, we're proud to support this fantastic event. At the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that strong farms and strong schools go hand in hand. Iowa farmers are some of the most productive individuals in our state, working endlessly to grow and raise nutritious food and sustain our communities. Student athletes are also incredibly productive, dedicating countless hours to train and excel in their sports. Partnering with the Girls Union allows us to celebrate both groups while supporting and empowering the Iowa girl.
Reaching the state tournament is no small feat, and it takes a strong support system. Thanks to the Iowa Farm Bureau, we're able to honor students for their outstanding achievements, both on the court and in the classroom. They are committed to your success, helping provide awards, grants, and scholarships to honor excellence in athletics and academics.
As Iowans, we have much to be proud of. Whether you're a student competing today or a fan cheering on your school, we all play a role in making our state shine. So from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union,
congratulations on a fantastic season and best of luck in the tournament games.
Fans, you're watching the 2025 Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. As sole title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Iowa Farm Bureau believes in the Iowa girl and cultivating individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. By investing in Iowa's youth, we're investing in Iowa's future. And we welcome you back to Extreme Arena for our final match to get started today. It is the Sidney Cowgirls against the North Tama Redhawks. I'm Daniel Versteg, pleased to be joined once again by Rodney Tomlinson. And here we go, our final match of the day, a long day. This is the longest day of the state tournament, but it's been an outstanding one. And these 3-6 matches have been very entertaining. Whether it's 1A, 2A, or 3A, you really get some good competitive volleyball out of it.
We do. Everybody has made it here. They don't want to see their road end at this point. And really, when you get here and you look at the talent level we've got, it may say 3 and 6, but we've seen that gap really isn't that big.
No, it really isn't. And North Tama has obviously been here a number of times in the last few years, 4 times in the last 5 years. And Sidney's making their first trip since 2019. I'm sure they maybe thought they were going to Cedar Rapids at first. Last time they were here at the state volleyball tournament, it was at the Alliant Energy Powerhouse. But they made the trip over to Coralville and are ready to see if they can equal some of the success that they had in those state tournament trips in the late 2010s, in which they won a state title in 2019. The Sidney Cowgirls and the North Tama Redhawks getting set to square off in this Class 1A state quarterfinal. Again, the winner will get set to take on the number 2 seeded Janesville Wildcats coming up tomorrow in a state semifinal that will also conclude another day of the state volleyball tournament. Well, before we get this one started, let's go down to our public address announcer for the pregame introductions.
Would like to recognize the outstanding sportsmanship and decorum shown by the qualifying schools during the season and state tournament week. In recognition of the importance of good sportsmanship, each state qualifying school was asked to nominate a spectator who represents their school and community in a sportsmanlike manner. Josephine Budaderi of the IGHSAU Student Athlete Advisory Council will present each nominee with a certificate of recognition and a $250 check payable to their school scholarship fund. Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. From Sidney, Cindy Bebout. And from North Tama, Jill Swoboda Shaw. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting their participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to enjoy the game. It's now time to introduce the players and coaches in tonight's quarterfinal matchup. First, for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Sidney Cowgirls, the non-starters and assistant coaches. Number 6, Addison Jemison. Number 14, Jocelyn Tackett. Number 15, Alyssa Dowling. Number 27, Ashlyn Hayes. The assistant coaches, Ashley Fof and Lily Johnson. Now let's meet the starters for the Cowgirls. A 5'2" senior, number 2, Camden Hayes. A 5'7" sophomore, number 3, Kiana Haggerty. A 5'10" junior, number 5, Myler Maher. A 5'3" junior, number 7, Addison Foster. A 5'6" senior, number 10, Alyssa Melvin. A 5'6" senior, number 11, Ashley Mosley. And the libero for the Cowgirls, a 5'4" senior, number 20, Gabby Jacobs. Head coach for the Cowgirls, Hannah Volker. And now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for North Tama. Number 1, Britton Blaine. Number 3, Eva Williams. Number 5, Jessica Morrison. Number 8, Madeline Kuchera. Number 10, Harper Roush. Number 14, Izzy Gropper. Number 15, Hayden Wilson. And number 17, Lily Sell. The assistant coaches, Carissa Kladovo and Brianna Sabetka. Now let's meet your starters for the Redhawks. A 5'3" junior, number 6, Grace Dvorak. A 5'9" senior, number 7, Brooke Bradley. A 5'10" senior, number 9, Cruz Ewalt. A 5'9" senior, number 11, Kaylee Heller. A 5'9" junior, number 12, Kalia Even. A 5'10" freshman, number 13, Eleni Sicknick. And the libero, a 5'2" senior, number 4, Addison Hatchstetler. Head coach for the Redhawks, Channing Halstead. Fans, please direct your attention to the court for the introduction of our officials assigned to this contest by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. The R1, Jill Nuss. The R2, Jody Heineman. And the line judges, Carl Wooldridge and Gage Ritz. All right, fans, who's ready for state tournament volleyball?
We certainly are for our final match of the day in Class 1A, North Tama and Sidney. And we'd like to remind you once again, Hy-Vee is a proud sponsor of the IGHSAU. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. North Tama, the number 3 seed. Sidney, the number 6 seed. And, of course, you saw the pre-match introduction. Sidney will be on the left side of your screen wearing those red jerseys where North Tama has got the black and pink look. It's always nice when you can see teams incorporate pink into their uniform, especially at the state volleyball tournament. I know that sits very well with the folks at the IGHSAU.
Well, I'm surprised I haven't seen more pink hair. Only a couple of them that have come out with that. We had red in the last one.
Pink ribbons and everything. Oh, it's great to see all the pink on the floor. And, of course, in that front row, you see the pink in the uniform, or in the floor anyway. And now that's great to see. So Sidney, again, making their first state tournament appearance since 2019. And really on a mission. They only graduated one senior off of last year's team that was so good. They were 27-10, but just missed out after a heartbreaking 5-set loss to Don Bosco in a region final, where North Tama has just been a consistent, steady hand in Class 1A, and they are looking to continue their success and see if they can get back to the semifinal round for the first time since 2021, when they were able to beat Galen Catholic in a 5-set thriller in Cedar Rapids. Here we go. The libero, Addison Hatchstetler, gets things started, and we're underway as Sidney goes to work in the middle. And North Tama tries a push into the back corner. The Cowgirls are able to respond, and they send that one over. A little tip attack, and that drops in, and it's Cruz Ewald who gets the party started for the Red Hawks.
Just a nice, easy wrist roller there for her off the top, so saving the power for later.
Yeah, when you really need it, and as the match goes along, that's a good way to look at it. Cruz Ewalds, the multi-time All-State selection for North Tama, as the Hatchstetler serve goes into the net, so Sidney will go back to serve for the first time and do so with Addison Foster.
Well, you got to figure a little nerves coming in there. Second serve into the net. We'll get those worked out.
There's a serve from Foster. And that's an off-balance attack. Nice swing still from Ewald. Off the block, that's put down, and it's Alyssa Melvin who records her first kill.
Big hole right out in the middle of the black area there. Easy way to pick up the point.
And a good one there for Sidney, again, who's making their first state tournament berth since 2019. So close so many times, and had to feel good for them once they finally beat Remsen St. Mary's to break through. The Cowgirls scramble a bit, and they got to send that one over. Here come the Red Hawks, the quick attack. Can't get Brooke Bradley involved. To the end line, just long. And there was no touch on the swing out from Melvin.
And we've seen that so many times, just that fingertip swipe, really, to get it over for the Red Hawks.
So here's Gropper, who is one of those setters that we're going to see a lot for North Tama. They run a 6-2, so they kind of keep everybody on their toes with that. Good dig out of the back row. Hatchstetler going toward the right side, and it's off the touch. Annalene Sicknick, the freshman, gets her first kill at the state tournament.
And that's got to feel good to pound that one in and get it down.
She's having such a great freshman season for North Tama. This one's mishandled. It falls in, and an ace serve for Isabel Gropper. Of course, our ace serves in this match are brought to you by Channel Seed, your local seed dealer. Visit channelseed.com today.
And she had a good steam behind that one as she sent that one over. So aggressively going after it here early.
49th ace serve of the year for Gropper. And here comes Sidney on the counter, going from the outside, just a bit off the mark on the swing by Jocelyn Tackett. And North Tama has a 3-point lead. Try and keep it rolling once again as Gropper's got her pick of volleyball to use, wants a new one, and the lefty serve drops in again. It's another Channel Seed ace for Isabel Gropper.
Well, obviously she wanted the one with the ace in it.
Of course.
Was looking for that.
Might have gotten the ace out of the other one, so why not switch to the next ball who's still got an ace in it. That one drops in again, It's the third ace serve for Gropper on this run. And Sidney needs a timeout badly. North Tama off to a 5-point lead with 3 Gropper ace serves. Stick around. More's coming your way next on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Well, right now, Isabel Gropper is dominating things at the service line. She's got 3 aces in this run of points for North Tama. She'll go for number 4 out of the Sidney timeout that Coach Hannah Volker used. And this one is out of bounds on the swing by Haggerty. North Tama continues to roll.
Cowgirls got it back over, couldn't control the direction well enough and saw it slide wide.
And here comes the serve again. Gropper just continues to pepper the Sidney back line. Tip it over. North Tama goes toward their freshman, Sicknick. And it will fall. A good touch initially from Foster, but nobody could get to the second ball. And North Tama is just running away with set 1.
Had a great bump set up from one side to the other on that one for the Red Hawks.
I think that's 8 points in a row for North Tama. Back set, Sidney's got to get a response. North Tama won't let it hit the floor. Oh, they are going to get a Red Hawk that was across the net line. Sidney gets a much-needed side out.
They will take that one any way they can stop the train. It was chugging.
Yeah, that was a really nice run for North Tama. And now the libero for Sidney. Gabby Jacobs goes back to serve. And here comes North Tama. The set over towards Sicknick from the outside that time, and she couldn't quite go cross court. Sidney has back-to-back points.
Lots and lots of spin on that ball. You could see it as it made its way out, but couldn't get it down to where she was looking.
Serve will come again from Jacobs, the senior. Has over 1,500 career digs in volleyball. This one bounces around a bit. It's sent into the net from Cruz Ewald. And Sidney, well, whatever worked out of that timeout from Hannah Volker, they've scored 3 in a row.
Just keep it rolling. And Ewald, the swinging punch at that one, but couldn't get it above the net.
Short serve, drops in, ace for Gabby Jacobs, and a channel seat ace serve. A little dance in the middle of the field to celebrate.
The ace dance is on for the Cowgirls, and whatever the timeout was, they need to save some of that and sprinkle it later.
No better sight for fans from Sidney than to see their girls celebrate with a service ace, but a good job getting back into it from North Tama. Cruz Ewald gets the Red Hawks back on the board.
Ewald would angle out into the middle and just drove it through anybody that was standing there, so she'll pick up the point and go behind the line now.
Ewald, who is an outstanding server with 68 aces on the season. This is one of the best serving teams from an ace standpoint in all of Iowa. Hatch Stetler gets the dig, and it's Sicknick who is dug up tight to the net. They get a little out of system. Does Sidney? That is passed outside the antenna from Tackett. And North Tama is back up by 5.
Well, like you said, they were out of where they wanted to be. The system wasn't there. They were scrambling and ended up point other side.
Great serve from Ewald. Sidney's getting better on serve receive, but they still have to play a free ball. Quick set. Couldn't quite get over the top of that one. So they'll try again from the right side. It's blocked. Tackett cleans up her own mess, and the free ball's played over. Going toward the outside. Big run up. Good dig back over the net. And they are going to say Sidney was in the net on the recovery, as Lily Sell is credited with the kill for North Tama.
Just a little too tight into that one, picking up the net, giving the point away.
And just like that, North Tama's on a nice run again. They've scored 3 in a row. Quick set, tipped over. Here comes North Tama on the counter. Sell gets another try, and it's in off the block. What an outstanding block from Sidney. Looks like it was Tackett combining with Maher for the denial.
They hosted the block party that time for the Cowgirls, dropped it right on the line.
Could not have placed it any better on that sideline. And now Sidney gets their serve from Addison Jimison. Over towards Sicknick, and she pours it down off the block. And North Tama quickly sides out the Cowgirls.
Big swing. Sicknick let that one rip. Another point. Redhawks.
Maybe Brooke Bradley serving for the Redhawks. She drops in an ace serve. It is a Channel Seed ace serve. You can learn more about the great products Channel provides at channelseed.com.
Redhawks are hot from that service line to get things started here.
It's 4 aces, nearly a fifth. Oh, Sidney kept it alive. What a great job to stay in the point. Lily Sell gets it rolling from the outside. North Tama goes up by 8.
Well, they kept it alive, but they gave him a free ball, and Sell certainly knew what to do with it when it was set up for her.
Well, they just continue to pepper Sidney and kind of dare them to make a play. How about another ace? The 5th Channel Seed ace of the set for North Tama, and the 2nd for Brooke Bradley.
My goodness, when you're hot, you're hot.
9-point Red Hawk edge. Played up and sent cross court and down. Big response from Tackett to give Sidney a side out.
Tackett got a full swing on that one. Hasn't had many of those opportunities. Took advantage of that one.
And now the Cowgirls will change in there. Camden Hayes checks in as part of an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Here come the Redhawks down the sideline. That is outside the antenna from Sicknick. Ooh, and North Tama head coach Channing Halstead didn't necessarily agree with it initially, but does back off. Sidney cuts it to 7.
She caught herself. Oh, wait, where am I? Maybe I should back up a little bit.
Yeah,
a little aggressive.
Yeah, just a little aggressive early on, and she'll learn. We'll know that for later. Here's the tip over, and the Cowgirls are all over it. They pass toward the outside. A little tip over the double block. Good recovery.
Hey, it's early. The coaches are wound up, too.
Absolutely. Everybody's wound up for the last game of the night. You have to. You're kind of running on fumes. So it's played up. Quick set to the short corner and dumped in. Great job from Myler Maher. And it's Sidney getting to 10.
Maher able to find her way through the hands to the floor. Sidney hanging around. They're a little ways back, but trying to hang in.
3 points in a row has certainly helped them out. Over towards Sell, who tools it down off the block. They tried going to her a few times, and this time she gets one to fall cleanly. And North Tama will change the front row again and bring in Kaylee Heller. She will also take over the setting duties here for North Tama. They kind of run that 6-2 a little bit differently. As that serve goes into the net from Sicknick, they rotate their setters into the front row, which is just a little bit differently than some who rotate their setters into the back row to provide a little bit more defense. But North Tama obviously wants their setters to be pretty aggressive. And we'll see that right out of the get-go from the right side. What a nice adjustment. And that one gets down from Kalia Even to give North Tama the serve.
Mid-swing, she adjusted on that one, realized it wasn't going to happen the way she had originally saw it in her head, made the adjustment, just dropped in front of everyone.
And North Tama does make a substitution to serve with Hayden Wilson, who will go back there. And this North Tama team is such a great serving team. And there it is again.
My goodness.
6 aces in the set. Again, brought to you by Channel Seed. And the Cowgirls need a timeout. Serve receive will be certainly on the mind as Sidney talks things over. But North Tama is in control, up by 8 on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Well, North Tama has been the one in control of this first set as we welcome you back on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy alongside Rodney Tomlinson. Daniel Versteeg with you. It is 6 ace serves to the first set. Sidney's got to find an answer. North Tama will serve it again, looking for number 7. As the Cowgirls go to work on the outside, and a great side out provided by Kiana Haggerty.
Well, there's the answer you're looking for. Redhawks were up by, what were they up? 8?
8. Yep.
6 of those were aces.
That's big. That's huge. And a third of your points coming on the service line. That is certainly the way to do it. Here's a serve from Ashley Mosley. Oh, what a swing. Cruz Ewald puts it right into the grill of Camden Hayes.
Ewald dealing out the free facials.
And North Tama gets to 21st on that. And here is their best server, Addison Hatchstetler. Over 100 aces on the year. Just mind-blowing numbers.
Well, and as a team, they've got 328 coming into the tournament.
We're going to get a Sidney point and a double touch played over the net by North Tama. Gives Sidney the side out and gets that very dangerous serving weapon off the service line after one try.
Figure she had her turn the first time through, didn't need any more.
Here comes the serve now from Addison Foster. Oh, that eats up North Tama. They do get that played over. What a great response and a block at the net. Somehow North Tama kept it up as Bradley and Ewald put an end to it.
The serve that ate her up and just caromed off, her teammate picked her up, and they get the point out of it.
The IMT insurance substitution for North Tama is Isabel Gropper, who served up 3 of their 6 ace serves. Couldn't get the friendly roll off the top of the net, and we have an illegal back row attack as they deem that touch was over the top of the net line, and North Tama's 3 away from a 1-0 lead.
Just complete control for them here out of the gate.
Just domination, every aspect. Set over the middle. Oh, dropped it right in. A little change of speed for Cruz Ewald, and she has 4 kills.
And the back row was waiting for the heat to come. They were backing up still, giving themselves room when the ball dropped in front of them.
Serve coming, and Sidney goes to work. Over toward that outside, trying to get Tackett involved. Here's a set from Gropper, big swing, and an even bigger block from the Cowgirls. A denial from Haggerty and Tackett gives Sidney the much-needed side out.
Now they can use all of that. They can get up there. Anything to slow down this red-hot Red Hawk attack.
Here's Gabby Jacobs at the service line for Sidney, the senior libero. And North Tama passes toward the outside, cross court. Good dig there by Jacobs. See how North Tama uses this. Off the antenna from Sicknick, and Sidney has back-to-back points.
Well, there is an unforced error we haven't seen out of them. As the pin gets in the way.
Serve will come here from the Cowgirls with Gabby Jacobs. Quickly put through the block. And a free ball sent over. Here comes North Tama going toward the outside. Ewald, she's blocked. And it's a big point for Sidney as the Cowgirls trim it to 7.
Tackett up there at the line, able to send it back where it came from.
Here's Jacobs. Back to serve. We are having just a bit of technical issues, so we are apologizing of that as try and get that other camera working as Sidney has to play over a free ball. Here come the Red Hawks over on the right side. The swing's in the net. And just like that, Sidney has rattled off 4 points in a row.
Yeah, all of a sudden, momentum has changed sides on this one as the Cowgirls have it.
So Jacobs will try and keep the momentum going in Sidney's favor. Roll shot. Oh, it's still up. Pushed back corner. Good get by Jacobs. Swing and go to Hatchstetler toward the outside. And a Cowgirl was in the net. It's set point North Tama.
Well, yeah, as hot as the Red Hawks were, all of a sudden the Cowgirls were able to throw a little water on the fire, but we are down to it, and they've got 7 set points coming.
North Tama might only need 1, though. Cruz Ewald, short serve. Oh, Sidney got it out of the net. Here come the Red Hawks looking to respond. Block back. And the Cowgirl front row showing up as Melvin and Maher get in on the block.
And they've had a couple of those up there, something they're certainly going to want to lean on in the sets to come. And we've talked about it before. Even if they can't win this one, if they can put a few together, pick up a little momentum going forward.
Service handled, and here is Sell. Blocked to the net, sent right back over, though. Sidney's got to respond, and they do. Tackett finds the end line.
Takes a chunk out of the white line on the back.
Now, North Tama still has 2 timeouts. Coach Channing Halstead has been doing this for 12 years, kind of figuring out when she might need to use one. Still has a bunch of confidence in her girls. Oh, great dig from Foster. Tight pass into the net, and North Tama does finish off set 1, defeating the Cowgirls 25-19. And the 3rd seed looking to try and keep the chalk true in the Class 1A bracket. We'll see if they can continue that. Set number 2 is coming up in just a moment. You're watching the Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
Whether you volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
Nothing matters more than our community and our patients.
So when flu season's here, I love that I get to help protect them.
When you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you can earn a 20-cent fuel saver.
Scheduling your flu shot appointment is quick and convenient.
Because you can just walk up when you're shopping or schedule an appointment, whichever works for you.
Allowing you to pick a time that's best for you and your family.
Keeping families and communities healthy feels good. Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy, get your flu shot, and earn a 20-cent fuel saver today.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/wecare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Set number 1 goes the way of North Tama as the Red Hawks defeated Sidney by a score of 25-19. Still need 2 more to go their way to polish off a victory. With Rodney Tomlinson, Daniel Versteg with you. Let's take a look at how the first set went. Here's our Sioux Cup stats, and a number of things stand out right away. Obviously, the ace serves in North Tama's favor, but Sidney had more attacking errors than they had kills. That certainly puts them behind the 8 ball.
That is not the stat that you want to see on your side, and I think that was one of the quickest sets that we have had in the last 2 days. Doesn't take long to play when it's one and done.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. And, of course, Sidney had some great front row presence with 4 blocks. But, whenever you have a negative in the kill efficiency, that doesn't help out your cause. So the Cowgirls will look to respond. Set number 2 starts off with a Channel Seeds ace serve from Addison Foster. Channel Seeds is your local seed dealer. Visit channelseed.com today.
What a great way to get it started for the Cowgirls after the short side in the first one, coming out, putting that first point on the board.
Well, we talked about her in the pregame as being one of the more efficient servers. There's a big solo block from Kiana Haggerty, and the Cowgirl front row continues to play with their 5th block as a team.
Oh, we've talked about the celebrations. I'm not sure I'd want a block if I have to turn around and face that.
Serve into the back row, and here is the slide going down the sideline.
What
How did
reaction!
Sidney kept that alive? What a great effort. And we had a North Tama across the net line. Sidney's off to a roaring start in set 2.
The reaction leads to a point. It was just nothing but instinct on it.
Serve played over. And North Tama's got to get back to work. There's Ewald rolling it in to the middle of the defense. And North Tama's on the board for the first time in set 2.
Well, and again, the Cowgirls caught backing up on defense, just opening up the floor out in front. And Redhawks seeing that well.
Here's Addison Hatchstetler. Outstanding season she's having from the service line and as a libero defensively. And the Redhawks have to scramble, trying to make something out of this one. Here comes Sidney from the outside and put away as the Cowgirls get Alyssa Melvin going.
Just pounded right through the block. Couldn't seal it off at the net, and it found its way through for Melvin.
Sidney makes a quick IMT insurance substitution. And Gabby Jacobs will serve for the Cowgirls. North Tama goes quickly to Ewald. Cross court and wide. Sidney off to a 5-1 start in set 2.
Hey, you've got to be impressed by that, the way that they just got handled in the first one to come out here and take the early lead.
Jacobs with serve. Quick set. And put down. It's Brooke Bradley out of the middle for North Tama.
And the quick set does its job.
Yeah, they got that timing down. And another IMT insurance substitution for North Tama. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Here's a serve from Gropper. And Sidney. Oh, great dig from Hotstetler. Sicknick puts it through the block. North Tama back within 2.
Block was pretty solid, but it found its way through and crawled down the arms to make its way to the floor.
Gropper already has 3 aces on the night. 3 of the 6 North Tama recorded. Oh, how did Hotstetler get to that ball?
My goodness, a one-arm stab.
We play on. Hotstetler is all over the back row. And Sicknick puts it to the ground. But credit Addison Hotstetler, who kept the Redhawks in that point.
She made that second one look easy after the first one.
That was no trouble on that one after
that other one.
Sprawling and diving to the floor. This serve is just short from Gropper as Sidney takes a 2-point lead. So the Cowgirls will check in a new player to serve and do so with an IMT insurance substitution. Addison Jimison. And this team is so efficient serving the volleyball. They do not make mistakes. Jimison has only served up 5 errors all season.
Oh, I'm glad to see her get that one over after you broke the stat out.
I felt pretty confident with that one. The law of averages said there's no way it happens.
Sure.
And we've got a Cowgirl in the net. I beg your pardon. As Sidney turns it over to North Tama. And to serve for the Redhawks will be Cruz Ewald, a 2-time All-Stater. Have no doubt that will turn into a 3-time All-State accolade when that gets released at the end of the state tournament starting next week. And, well, that helps out the cause. A Cruz Ewald ace serve brought to you by Channel Seed, the 7th one of the day. The folks at Channel Seed, boy, they love North Tama right now.
They're going to have to get a new seed bag. They're going to empty it here if we keep rolling like this.
Yeah, Tama County is going to be a big purchaser of Channel Seed when the day is over. This one goes toward the right side. Jacobs keeps it in play. Tip attack. North Tama's all over it. Long pass. Sell had to play a free ball. Didn't have a good run up. Quick set again and swing in the net. Maher mistimed it. North Tama has the lead back in set 2.
I think that set was just a little lower than she was expecting on that by the way the swing came around.
Just didn't have quite the timing she wanted with Foster. And now North Tama will line up for serve. Short serve, and it's an ace for Ewald. Once again, another Channel Seed ace serve for the Redhawks.
My goodness.
How about 8 of them as a team?
Well, I'll mention again, 328 on the season.
You know, sometimes I see numbers, Rodney, on a stat sheet. I wonder how much of that is accurate as a coach trying to butter up their numbers. I fully believe those ace numbers from North Tama.
We are convinced.
Yes, we are believers, if you will. Now here comes Sidney, seeing if they can get on an ace game as Camden Hayes sends it over. And a free ball coming. They didn't get an ace, but they got him out of system. And now here's Mosley, just a touch long. Didn't miss by much. North Tama is up by 2.
Man right on the line says, nope, didn't make it.
It'll be Brooke Bradley back to serve for the Red Hawks. That's taken nicely by Jimison. And they go to Mayer on the right side that time, and Mayer connects with the floor.
And she turns that one down the line as she went straight ahead on it. Looked like it caught him a little off guard on the defense.
Maher, the junior, sends it deep for Hotstetler. And down from Lily Sell. Comes in a bit in that rotation, and boy, has an impact from the outside.
Sell from that front left corner finds the winner that time. 10-8. Red Hawks by 2.
This will be Hayden Wilson. Good serve. Sidney's out of sorts, but they adjust nicely. Good swing from Mosley. Sell puts it down through the block, and North Tama's lead is 3.
Block was there, just back off the net, letting that one creep across. And a good start here from the Cowgirls has gone by the wayside now as they're down 4.
Yeah, they were up 5-1 at one point. Counters off the block. O'Sell got the touch. This point stays alive, but into the net from the back row. Sicknick couldn't quite get it over.
She got the full shot at it, but not over the top, so great break for the Cowgirls now. Mosley back.
Senior right side, a number of seniors on this Sidney team. They roll it off the tape. How the reaction.
Oh, my.
Oh, and Sell gets it down. It was Heller who somehow just reacted enough to keep the ball up for North Tama.
You know, that's when things are going your way. No way they should have played that ball, and somehow they got not only played it, got it back for the point.
Yeah, that is remarkable recovery from North Tama. Short serve. Overpass, a little joust, and it's won by Addison Foster.
Great job of making the overpass work. Foster just enough on that to flip it up over the top of the defense, cause some confusion, and give her side the point.
Quick IMT insurance substitution, one for each side. And Sidney has the service. Here is it from Addison Foster. Roll shot, Foster digs it, and Jacobs has to control the offense now as that one gets down from Alyssa Melvin. We had 2 tennis teammates hooking up on that point. Both Gabby Jacobs and Alyssa Melvin played tennis, and with the new change that was in the fall, they were part of the tennis team at Shenandoah down there in southwestern Iowa as Kiana Haggerty directs that to the floor, and Sidney's tied it up.
Made their way all the way to state, I do believe, too, on that was the note, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Gabby Jacobs finished 3rd in state singles for the Shenandoah tennis team, so they were pulling double duty for most of the year. And that change, thankfully, didn't impact too many volleyball teams around here, as maybe we kind of thought initially. Ended up being a very nice move by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. As the Cowgirls tip it over the middle, and North Tama was all in the net. So Sidney takes the lead on it.
Not just one.
No, there were 2 of them at least. They're going to signal out one. But
it was her.
Yeah. Who wants to take the blame?
Who's on the stat sheet?
That'll be Foster. And down that line, this one's kept up nicely by Melvin. Melvin gets the offensive attack and tips it down over the double block.
Beautiful touch there. We've talked about, just proves power isn't everything.
And that's going to force a timeout. Sidney scores 5 points in a row, and the Cowgirls are fired up. They've got the lead midway through set 2. See if they can keep it going on the other side of this break on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here to Extreme Arena, the final match of the night as it pits the Sidney Cowgirls and the North Tama Redhawks. With Rodney Tomlinson, I'm Daniel Versteg. Happy to be joining you for live coverage of the Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, and you're watching live coverage on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy. And a big run there by Sidney. They scored 5 points in a row and were able to take a 2-point lead late in this second set. Now North Tama needs a response. Overpass and bounced around, tipped over and down as Kaylee Heller gets North Tama back on the right track.
Everybody kind of got sucked to the right side of the floor, leaving that left side wide open for that.
So that was what the timeout was for, to get a side out. And now here comes the serve. Oh, it's played straight up. A wicked one from Hatstetler. Flipped over. Punched over. Here comes Sidney. Oh, Hatstetler got to it. Nobody gets the second ball. And that one's down for Sidney as the kill is recorded by Haggerty.
There is a set of steel stairs right there. Trying to track that one down, ran right into him.
Gabby Jacobs, a third-place state tournament tennis player. Outstanding athlete. I can barely play one sport at a time. I can't imagine playing two at a time. And Jacobs just continues to show off some great athleticism, but this one's dropped in. Cruz Ewald gets back on the board for North Tama.
Ewald has it back for the Red Hawks. 15-14 Cowgirls, and that's something Cowgirl fans have to be excited about, the way they've come back into this one, taking it up by a couple. Now they need to try to keep it moving.
Long attack. North Tama ties it up on the miss hit by Maher. So this will put Gropper on the line, and really whoever's on the line for North Tama has done an outstanding job serving the volleyball. One hits the block or hits the net, doesn't matter. North Tama takes a 1-point lead.
Either way, it comes right back. And yeah, so many of those serves look the same. They're just low line shots coming across there.
Gropper's got 3 aces. Can't quite get the fourth. Sidney doesn't get it over the net. I think even if it was over, it would have been a 2-hit call anyway, as North Tama's up by 2.
Well, now it is the Redhawks who have fought back to take the lead.
Serve handled. And it's played over with a free ball. This is North Tama's bread and butter. Gropper, Ewald, you betcha. 3-point lead for North Tama.
Just can't let them have that good of a look.
The free balls do not come back against North Tama. And Gropper will have service once more. She's been living at the service line. Goes aggressive into the back row. Toward Maher. North Tama is in system. Ewald back corner and on the end line. The Redhawks on a roll. And Sidney needs to put an end to it. Well, will they? We need our officials to see Coach Volker over there. And now they've seen Coach Volker and have given her the timeout. With North Tama up by 4 in set number 2. Redhawks trying to take the advantage into the third set, see if they can finish it off when we come back on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
North Tama is taking control of this set back. They lead Sidney by 4. As we welcome you back to court number 2, the final match of the day. to go final at least. Well, unless Dunkerton and BCL-UW start having a party in 5 sets. That one might go longer if that ends up being the case. But we'll see. We'll keep you up to date. That one's in the 4th right now with Dunkerton up 2-1. Hatchstetler gets a great dig. Ewald adjusts but couldn't quite get it over the net. The pass a little too high to deal with.
Did everything she could, but couldn't contort quite enough to get that one back where she wanted it.
Great side out for Sidney, and the Cowgirls
Absolutely.
will bring Addison Jimison back there to serve with a quick substitution brought to you by IMT Insurance. And her serve is handled by Hatchstetler. Into the net, and Ewald shortened a couple of attacks as of late to give Sidney 2 straight points.
They draw within 2 here as set number 2 heading toward the ending.
Each side still with a timeout as well. Sicknick tools it off the block, and the Red Hawks are the first to 20.
Just absolutely hammered the block on there and let them do all the work.
Yeah, that's sometimes it's always funny when I talk to coaches and they say, well, we got to hit it into the block. And I always have to stop myself from thinking, isn't that what you want to avoid? But it works more often than not. As now North Tama is going to get a point on serve. A couple of mishits. Cruz Ewald is able to sneak one in. And the Red Hawks are 4 away from a 2-0 lead.
How do you do that? See that so often in the corner, just using the block and hammering off of it and letting them send it out of play.
How about another ace serve? Channel Seeds ace for Cruz Ewald, the 9th for North Tama. And a timeout for Sidney once again. The Cowgirls' poor serve receive is showed again. North Tama 3 away from a 2-0 lead. We're back after this on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Starting to run out of points for Sidney to come back and take this second set to keep the match tied. The Red Hawks have been absolutely wicked at the service line. 9 aces as a team. And the last one sending us into that timeout. That one just goes long. And a very rare service error that they've had gives Sidney a side out.
Well, and the Cowgirls did such a great spot in about middle third of this match and went ahead, and then it's all been downhill then. Since then, it has been Red Hawks.
Yeah, and the serve receive has really taken a hit as of late. See if Sidney can go on a roll. Serve will come from Hayes. And they're going to Sell on the outside. Oh, great dig by Jacobs.
Nice.
She's all over it. Through the block. Oh, North Tama's way out of whack. And this one plays on it. Somebody was celebrating like they heard a whistle. And we do finally get a whistle. It'll be a North Tama point with a Cowgirl also in the nets.
Hackstetler saved that one up on a great dig back there by her.
Brooke Bradley with 2 points separating North Tama from a 2-0 lead in the match. Ooh, good communication to avoid the collision. Here come the Red Hawks. Oh, an overpass recovered nicely. And it was not recovered nicely. They're going to get a net violation, I believe, on the second touch from Gropper. So Sidney gets to that 19 number. They couldn't surpass that in set 1. Now serves coming from Maher. Right off the block, and it's set point North Tama on the Lily Sell kill.
Pure power that time out of the right arm. Just, you could hear the thump loud and clear.
Set point North Tama trying to deny Sidney their 20th point of the set. Serve is over, and the Cowgirls go to the outside, tip it. Sell kept it alive, sent over. Oh, they had to play it. And it's Ewald. Oh, some miscommunication. Ewald couldn't get out of the way for Hatchstetler, and Sidney gets the side out.
I can almost hear Hackstetler, move.
anything to get her out of the way, but it was just kind of one of those tough situations.
Well, and we've talked about it before. There's where the cushion comes in very nice and handy.
And,
great.
they got it out of media row.
Oh, man.
North Tama keeps it going to the back row. Good dig from Mosley. Sidney's got a chance. Sent right back over. Reload. And it's right on target.
Oh, yes.
It's Melvin, and Sidney stays alive.
Spectacular job keeping that one in play. Took it right off the tabletop.
Yeah, I think it was Hayes who was able to flag it down right in front of some radio folks down there. Oh, the second ball, and they sneak the kill to take set two. Kaylee Heller wins it for the Redhawks. And North Tama has a 2-0 lead in this best of 5. They'll be going for the sweep when we return to Extreme Arena in Coralville. Stick around. You're watching state tournament volleyball coverage on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Ladies, the bake sale's about to start. Are you ready?
We've got this.
Okay.
Oh, guys, he's here.
Quick start delivery for Janet.
Bring it here.
Let's get this bake sale going. Yeah. Come on. Best bake sale ever.
Oh, yeah. Let's begin.
SWIC is a community. Southwestern Community College is a place in rural southwest Iowa where students from across the world come to be a part of a tight-knit family, Spartan Nation, where they study, train, grow, thrive, and are called by name, not by number. At SWIC, we are one.
Nothing matters more than our community and our patients.
So when flu season's here, I love that I get to help protect them.
When you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you can earn a 20-cent fuel saver.
Scheduling your flu shot appointment is quick and convenient.
Because you can just walk up when you're shopping or schedule an appointment, whichever works for you.
Allowing you to pick a time that's best for you and your family.
Keeping families and communities healthy feels good. Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy, get your flu shot, and earn a 20-cent fuel saver today.
Well, Sidney's got their backs against the wall. They trail North Tama 2-0 in this best of 5 state quarterfinal. The winner will take on Janesville coming up tomorrow in a state semifinal alongside Rodney Tomlinson. I'm Daniel Versteg, and boy, Sidney got off to such a great start in that second set. It was kind of tough to watch them lose it as the set went along, but the Cowgirls now at this point, it's figure it out or you're going home with just a participation trophy.
Well, the Redhawks didn't panic. I think that was the key. They got down fairly large, and they didn't panic. They just slowly chipped away at it like we've talked about, and we looked up, and all of a sudden they were close, and they were tied. Then they were ahead.
It's so funny how quick that can turn. And now North Tama will have service as an intense set 4 continues on the other court between BCLUW and Dunkerton. We were enjoying that during our commercial break. We got such a great vantage point. We can watch both courts at the same time. We get double the volleyball. And Sidney is able to get started once again. Alyssa Melvin is on the board first in the third set.
And we've talked about exactly what the Cowgirls need to run a few points right here, get something under their belt, and see where it can take them.
Tough part, though, is keeping that pressure on because they got up 6-1 in set 2, but it evaporated pretty quickly. Tooled off the block, Cruz Ewald has North Tama's first point of the third set. And Cruz Ewald, who's a 2-time All-Stater, well over 1,000 career kills, as North Tama makes an IMT insurance substitution. Or now you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Serve will come from Isabel Groper. And it's blocked. This is going to be a lift against Sidney, and North Tama has a 2-1 lead.
Well, she didn't mean to do it. He just kind of got stuck on her, and she couldn't get it away from her.
So here's Gropper with service once again as the Redhawks try to polish off a sweep. They swept through their region tournament, no problem, 9-0 in 3 matches. Here's Ewald. And a nice get there by Foster, so the Cowgirls get out of system for a moment. Over to Gropper once again. Sidney can't put it away. That's blocked back.
Block was ready for that one in the corner.
Boy, Sidney is doing an outstanding job keeping the point alive. Quick set. Sidney just won't go away. And now they swing it into the net. Melvin, just a little off kilter, has put the Red Hawks up 2.
Such a great effort on that point and just a missed time to end it.
Here's Gropper with service again. Short, played back over, and it's down. North Tama is the beneficiary of some help with a little luck involved.
Are you kidding? That one was everything but down in the black.
Oh, just a little short on the serve from Gropper. And Sidney takes advantage of a service error. This will be Gabby Jacobs back to serve. And an outstanding libero all season, even while she was playing tennis on the side as well. Here's the back set. Going over to Ewald into the nets. And, yeah, no touch at the net, so no chance of the recovery as Sidney cuts it to 1. This Cowgirl team has certainly faced some adversity the last few years. They've been so close in region tournaments, just haven't been able to get there. Not only that, Hannah Volker, their current head coach, is their 4th head coach in 4 years. Tough to build stability that way, but these girls, the seniors on this team, have fought through all that adversity to get here to Extreme Arena in Coralville in spite of some of the chances they were probably given as Sidney gets North Tama back on the board.
And what does it say for the program that they got here in her first year?
Yeah.
Like you said, they've had some adversity, another coaching change, and they overcome that and find themselves here at the state tournament.
Regardless of outcome, you got to imagine these are some of the most mentally tough girls here at the state tournament to deal with 4 different coaches through your 4 years of high school. That one's outside the antenna, so North Tama goes up by 3. But, yeah, Sidney's been so close before. They were region finalists last year. They've been dominating the corner conference the last few years, and that first-year head coach Hannah Volker wants to talk things over with a timeout. An early one here in a must-win third set. North Tama is off and rolling early. Looking for the sweep. See if it continues when we come back in the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
We welcome you back to Extreme Arena as we continue on with this final match of the day between Sidney and North Tama in a state quarterfinal. North Tama has been so consistent at getting here. Their 6 state tournament appearances have all come since 2017, while Sidney is in their first state tournament since 2019. As North Tama goes for the sweep, they've done so with some great serving. Sidney has adjusted well and gotten their serve-receive game a little bit better. Fadeaway attack from Sell. Can't get down. It's just punched up by Ewald. On the end line, Sidney steals the point. North Tama's up 4.
Paints that back line with a fine brush.
Much needed there for North Tama to keep the momentum going after an early timeout from Hannah Volker.
Well, you mentioned it's early in the set, but later in the match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
if you're a Cowgirl.
And you can see your season slipping away from you when you're down 2-0 here at the state tournament as Sell braces herself into the referee stand and passes it outside the antenna. Serve will come from Sidney as Addison Jimison will go back toward that service line to get this one over for the Cowgirls. Pass, and it's covered up by Foster.
Big swing.
North Tama goes back to Sell, and that pass was way off the mark from Gropper, so Sidney is able to benefit from it and cut it to 2.
Within 2.
Serve
Just
will
a
come.
small run.
Serve will come from Jimison. Sidney's got to have some points go their way, otherwise the season comes to an end here at State. Sell tools it down off the block. North Tama with a side out of their own. And the Redhawks will take serve with Brooke Bradley. So here is Bradley to the service line. The Redhawks have been so good there tonight, as we've talked about a few times. Tipped over. Set pass over to Sell. Off the block and through. North Tama back up by 4 as we continue to trade. Feels like 2-point runs.
I say small little runs each side. And you mentioned earlier how aggressive the serve has been from North Tama. I don't think they know any other way.
No. Aggressive serve is the only way. Yeah. The only gear they have is fourth gear at the line. This one off high hands. Here comes North Tama. They're going to the freshman, and Sicknick swings in the net. Good block put up as well to help aid it as Sidney gets the side out. So the Cowgirls will serve with Camden Hayes.
Approaching the halfway point of this one and getting more and more crucial that they start stringing together 2 3-point runs.
North Tama wants to have something to say about that. Just long from Sicknick. And Sidney does get a couple points to go their way right in a row.
Again, they don't need to panic. They've got time left, but they've got to pull this one out to extend another set.
Into the back corner. So it will get down off the block. And North Tama is the first into double digits.
Cowgirls got to it, could not control it as Mosley got a fist on it.
North Tama goes back to work at the service line. And it's set up right. Back row. Over to Sell. Into the net. Sidney's hanging around, and the Cowgirls want to stay in competition. We'll have service from Mayer. Dumped over on the second ball and done so with a double touch. Sidney's within 1.
Well, you talked about it earlier. You don't see that a lot, but you certainly saw it on that one. And I wonder if that's why it didn't get to right where she thought it would either. It was pretty close to the net.
Yeah, but the new rule, double contacts are a little bit more rare. The only time they really get called is when that's played over the net, and as a service error from Maher kills a little momentum from Sidney. And now North Tama will have service following a quick change and an IMT insurance substitution. Again, learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Serve comes from Wilson, and it's an ace.
Imagine that.
Another Channel Seed ace serve. Your local seed dealer. Check out channelseed.com today.
And I'm not sure who put up the invisible wall they keep hitting, but it just keeps hitting and dropping straight down.
It's wicked how they can get that done. Sidney has to suck up to the net to play it. This comes off the block. They're reloading again on the outside with Haggerty, and it gets down. Excuse me, not Haggerty. It was Mosley. No, that was Haggerty. I was right the first time. Sidney gets to 10 points, trailing by 2.
Don't doubt yourself.
I saw a rotation happen too quickly, and that threw me off a little bit. Now it's Mosley going back to the service line. Here comes North Tama. And he won.
Oh,
what a big spinning dig from Jacobs. That won't quite get over. Good effort, but North Tama is the beneficiary to go up by 3.
That's a couple times their players have run into each other coming from different angles to try to play it. They got it over, but it took that 4th hit.
Serve into the net from Hatchstetler. Kind of a rare service error from her.
Haven't seen that.
No, she has over 100 ace serves, but coming into the night, had only 41 service errors.
Well, court 1 within a couple of points of going to a 5th set.
Yeah, that one is certainly likely to happen as we trade service errors. Addison Foster shorts one into the net, and Sidney's not been able to build much on serve as of late. That's been the tricky thing for the Cowgirls, is when you get a side out, you got to capitalize on it. They just haven't as of late.
Got to do something with it.
Foster going to the outside. Well, they make a change there. That was Ashlyn Hayes. Couldn't put it away. Into the corner. Ewald changes speeds. North Tama up by 4.
Sent that one to the corner to think about what it had done.
And it'll be Gropper with the service once again. So great at the service line tonight. Swaying off the block, Kiana Haggerty is starting to get her swagger back and has her second kill and a few points.
Haggerty, a good look and swing at that one into the middle. And Cowgirls need more of that.
See if Gabby Jacobs can deliver a few points for Sidney. Back corner, misplayed. Off the block, sent up into the air. And North Tama goes toward the outside, right side I should say, from Sicknick. That's off the block, it's through, and it's Alyssa Melvin. Sidney cuts it to 2.
Such a big boost to get a point there before giving it back. They've been getting it, giving it right back. Put a couple together there.
The other thing, too, is when you give up a side out, you got to follow it with a side out of your own to keep that momentum back your way. What a take by Jacobs.
One arm.
Toward the outside. It's out just wide. Good idea from Alyssa Melvin, but North Tama has a 3-point lead. And by the way, on court number 1, that one's going 5. That's been the court of reverse sweeps tonight. As Beckman Catholic was up 2-0 on Grundy Center, the Spartans won the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th to knock the Trailblazers out of the state tournament.
Well, just in case you couldn't hear the big roar in the background, that's what it was.
Probably had to gather, and this one drops in. Maher sneaks one in for Sidney. And the Cowgirls aren't in the worst spot. They've been trading side outs the last few points, but again, those points on serve got to be coming your way. See if Addison Jimison can get some back for the Cowgirls.
And you got to know the Cowgirl fans are sitting on their hands just waiting for their chance to roar.
Yeah, they want to sound just like those BCLUW fans that have forced a 5th set against Dunkerton, as Ashlyn Hayes missed that one short into the net. And North Tama back up by 3. Yeah, Dunkerton was up 2-0 on BCLUW, and the Comets come back to force set 5 of that other 1A quarterfinal. Here comes Sidney. Need one here to get a side out back, and they get one. It's put down from Maher. Neither side's really able to build a bunch of momentum. We just continue to rotate through servers.
And Maher, a great job pounding that right through the tape. Got a big portion of that, but made its way through.
Camden Hayes goes to work. To the back row. It's set towards Sell. And here is Mosley. Can they get a point on serve, or will Sell get the side out? This time it's Lily Sell. North Tama sides it back out in their favor.
Slices it through there. Jemison couldn't do anything with it.
Sicknick is in to serve. And North Tama would like to build a point on serve as well. They haven't done that in a while. It's flipped over. Oh, Hotstetler comes flying in, and it's put to the ground by Maher. Sidney sides it out again.
Great athletic effort out of Hackstetler, but it is the Cowgirls that get it right back, and they can afford to trade these just a little bit longer. They're 2 points back, but the Redhawks are at 18. So they've got a little ways to go yet.
Slide shot, and long. That's a good point back for Sidney as Kalia Evans sends it out.
They don't want to do 2 for 1 much longer, but they can do a couple.
Yeah, that's a good side or a point on serve for Sidney. Float it to the back row. We'll go to Even again. She sends it in the net, and Sidney has scored 3 in a row. We are tied.
Great determination out of the Cowgirls.
Let's see if Maher can keep it rolling. Sidney trying to take the lead late in a crucial 3rd set for their season. Lily Sell off the block. It's sent right back over. Sell tries again. Oh, it's still alive.
Oh, my goodness.
They'll try again, and the third time's the charm from Sell. North Tama's back on top.
Just keep setting me up. I'll hammer them down. What a spectacular dig out of that back net, though.
Yeah, how Sidney kept that point alive any longer than it needed to be, I don't know. But they had a three-point run in there as well, so that has certainly helped out their cause. Set over toward the outside. Hatchstetler sends it right back over. And that's going to be a lift. The recovery was nice and dandy. Yeah, that is a lift for Haggerty. And the kill is put down. We're tied at 19.
Man, such a touchy call, I tell you.
I like to say if I can see it from the broadcast booth, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I got to agree with that one.
Here's a serve from Mosley. So we just continue to rotate through servers. Nobody's been able to really get into a groove back there. And it's Ewald putting it down. North Tama gets to 21st.
They do, but the big point is the Cowgirls only one back. A side out here, we're right back to tied up. So, unfortunately, look who's back to serve.
Yeah, Hatchstetler, who's had so many great moments here in this arena. Just couldn't quite get the dig there. Haggerty ties us up at 20, and Sidney sticking around here in the third.
And just like that, they get it tied up, and for her effort, she gets a big two-hand shove to the chest. Knocks her backwards.
Serve from Foster. It's Ewald, dropped it in. How she got to that overpass, I'm not sure, but North Tama stays with the advantage.
Worked out well. She did look in time to see everybody. It kind of crept to the right side, left side wide open.
These final few points could take a while. We still have 3 timeouts on the scoreboard. 1 for Sidney, 2 for North Tama. Here's the set, and long. That's a crucial point for North Tama. The Redhawks go up 2, and that will send us into Sidney's final timeout of the set, maybe the match, and maybe the season. North Tama's 3 away from a sweep. See if they can close it off when we come back on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Well, Sidney's all out of timeouts, so it's time to let your volleyball do the talking. The Cowgirls have just 3 points that separate a potential sweep to end their season. North Tama, with back-to-back points prior to the timeout, has the advantage. And it's Gropper on the serve.
And the first time they've put a couple points together in a while.
It had been a long while. Sidney plays a free ball. Gropper. Sicknick off a block, and it's a Sidney point. Big side out from Haggerty and Melvin.
And that one just hanging on to that line on the far side to get it in for them. Exactly what they needed.
Most important side out of the season for Sidney. Gabby Jacobs is back to serve for the Cowgirls. Sends that one deep. Over to Sicknick. She's on the outside that time.
And again.
It's blocked in. Back-to-back blocks for Sidney. Maher and Hayes tie us up.
What a great time to break out the direction correction.
Sidney doesn't want their season to end. They want another set together. Floated the serve to Jacobs. Set right. Here's Ewald. That's off the net. 3 in a row for Sidney. And the Cowgirls lead set 3 late.
How big of a part is that block coming in?
That block has been massive for the Cowgirls. It was the only thing that kept them in set 1 earlier. Here comes North Tama. Gotta get one back. They're going to say that hit the net. No chance at a recovery. And it's set point Sidney. North Tama head coach Channing Halstead needs to talk it over. Now the Cowgirls have the life. See if North Tama can get back on track. Coming up next on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The Cowgirls were down 22-20 and have rattled off 4 points in a row to send us to set point. Try and guarantee one more set in their season at least. Gabby Jacobs trying to serve it up for the Cowgirls. To the back row, it's a free ball.
First time in a long time, pressure has been on the Red Hawk side.
Big block, played over.
Oh!
It's still going. How in the world did the Cowgirls keep it alive? Hotstetler coming in like Superwoman to keep that going.
The point of spectacular digs.
Oh man, these teams are putting everything onto it. Ewald kept up through the block. This point won't die. Sidney keeps going. Oh, this will take an effort.
Are you
it's
kidding
still
me?
Going. How in the world? North Tama can't get it down. Nobody wants it to end. In system, quick set.
Point
Jacobs
of the tournament
is all over it. That's in between the antennas. Ewald. It's finally down. And North Tama survives for another point.
That one needs to be on every highlight reel. Point of the tournament right there.
That point lasted, it felt like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That was a marathon. North Tama still has a timeout in case we get deep into extra points. But they got to serve it in first. Sidney can win it with a side out. Oh, and it's in the net. North Tama responds, short pass. Cowgirls flip it over. Here's Gropper going to Sell on the end line. And we're tied at 24. It's a race to a 2-point lead.
Well, both sides of the crowd are making noise. One side's cheering, the other side's oohing as they thought that one was long.
You would think by the energy, this is set 5 in a state championship match.
My goodness.
We still got a sweep potential in this one. Oh, that eats up the libero. And an ace serve for Ewalds.
Just crawled right up the arms, off the face, insult to injury.
It's match point, Redhawks. The serve. Here comes Sidney to keep their season going. The pass to Sell, and the winner for North Tama. The Redhawks score the last 4 in set 3, and they're on to the semifinals for the first time in 4 years.
Would not say die, and that 1 point represented it all. My goodness.
Sidney trailed 22-20, got it to set point. Down 24-22, North Tama scores 4 in a row, and they make it on to the second round of the state tournament for just the 3rd time in school history. To put a bow on this one, we'll send it down to our public address announcer for the post-match presentation.
Fans, please direct your attention to the court for the awards presentation. In addition to receiving their team trophy, each participating player will receive a medal and commemorative volleyball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Gary Ross and Ben Van Wyk. Congratulations to head coach Hannah Volker and the Cowgirls from Sidney on an outstanding 2025 volleyball season. And now we'd like to recognize today's Quick Star of the game, Cruz Ewalt from North Tama. This standout performance earns her the honor of advancing her team on the bracket to this semifinal round. Thanks to Quick Star for their support of the IGHSAU. Red Hawk fans, your team advances to the semifinals and will play Janesville on Wednesday at 6:25. Fans, on behalf of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, we thank you for your support and your attendance. Please drive home safely. Thank you.
Well, for just the third time in school history, North Tama plays in the next day of the state volleyball tournament. They've got Janesville coming up tomorrow. And, well, our scoreboard says a sweep, but Rodney, it certainly didn't feel like that.
It did not feel like that after we got past that first one, probably. I've seen a lot of volleyball. I don't know if I've ever seen a point like that one we just saw.
Yeah, that was an incredible finish to the set. Back-to-back 4-point swings seal off the deal for North Tama. And the Red Hawks will play Janesville. Over on the other side, Dunkerton did survive, so it'll be Dunkerton-St. Ansgar to set up your final state semifinal matchup tomorrow. 5A will get us started. We'll go 5A through 1A, all the way through the third day of the state volleyball tournament. We'll hope you join us. There's some outstanding volleyball still to come on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy. Until then, for the rest of our crew, for Rodney Tomlinson, I'm Daniel Versteg. You've been watching the Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
It's Frank. Frank, Mr. Frank. And just what you did now, I think you're the best ever.
In your neighborhood, there's a place so good. It's so nice to be at a store meant for me. The feeling of family, you have to agree.
Wow, thanks, Fairy Frank.
To Fairway, your Fairway family.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.